Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go!
We're back! Victory puppies! Shoot the puck!
Hi, I'm David Morehouse.
We got the pit Matheson!
I love this team. We can all agree that Tom Wilson is a piece of shit.
Yes!
I love the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Sweet Lord, what a game! Oh my goodness. 14 penalties in this one, 9 goals. We went from, in the final minutes, we went from 5-on-5 to 4-on-4 to 3-on-3 within the span of like 2 minutes. Carter Verhaeghe scores the overtime winner, and the Penguins lose this one in overtime 5-4 to the Florida Panthers. 3 points on a 2-game road trip to arguably 2 of the best teams in the league in Florida. I will take it. I'm not very upset about the Penguins' play because I thought they had a good game, all things considered. Unfortunate they didn't get the extra point, but Florida's not in our division. Let's go over this one. Let's go over the lines. There's a lot to talk about here because, oh my God, what? I know it's early in the season, but the refs tonight were calling everything. And, you know, there was mentions of like, well, maybe it's, you know, they're trying to reinforce the rule book so the players will adjust. 14 penalties tonight. The Penguins had 9. And yes, they did capitalize on their opportunities, but they still lost this one. As you know, it just goes to show you that special teams aren't everything. Let's go over the lineup for this one. A couple of changes. Jake Guentzel is back, and that comes with the price because Bryan left the game in the third period, and he did not return for overtime, and I'm very upset about it. I'm going to Penguins practice tomorrow. That's my PFR question for the night. If you have any, what do you want me to keep my eyes on tomorrow when I go to practice? I am hoping to see Bryan and maybe Sidney Crosby. And yeah, it's God, really? Why? One player comes back and Rust has got to go. Anyways, DeSmith gets the start in this one. I found that kind of interesting, but the more you think about it, the more it makes sense. DeSmith hasn't played since forever because he was injured at the end of last season, so good to get him in the game. I know it's not a back-to-back. The Penguins don't have a back-to-back game until like mid-November, so yeah, DeSmith goes in. He played decent enough. Whatever. This game wasn't his fault. So, the Penguins played a hockey game tonight against the Florida Panthers, who are in the Atlantic Division, which has not happened in almost 2 years because of what happened last year and the way the schedule was last year. That is one of the best parts of this season so far. And it's something that we took for granted in years past, is that I just like watching other teams that aren't the same freaking Devils and Islanders and, you know, even the Sabres like last year when they were in our division. It's nice to see some other teams. It's nice to watch Alexander Barkov, and oh my God, he's a good player. Just, you know, reiterating that tonight. But one thing that is also going to be happening a lot this season, is players returning. So players that were traded in like 2019 some of them have still yet to play against their former teammates. And one of those guys was Patrick Hornqvist, who had a quiet game tonight, but still, I wanted to that's kind of my thought experiment of the night, is some games on the Penguins schedules where a former player will either return to Pittsburgh or a player on the Penguins current roster will return to their former team. So that's what I was thinking about heading into this game, is just the fact that we get to play other teams. The Penguins are playing the Blackhawks this Saturday. That hasn't happened in forever. I don't know the last time Chicago was in Pittsburgh, and freaking Marc-Andre Fleury is going to be it. And Ned and Seth Jones. You know, a lot has happened in 2 years. So real quick, we'll go over this before we get into the main chunk of the game. On November 6th, Frederick Gaudreau returns to Pittsburgh. I know that's not a big name. But also in Minnesota on March 31st, I believe Jason Zucker is making his return to Minnesota. I don't think he has. I don't believe he has made his return. I don't think the Penguins have played at Minnesota since that trade. So that just goes to show you how long it's been since we've had a normal NHL schedule. Patrick Hornqvist, the Panthers actually come to Pittsburgh on November 11th. Kasperi Kapanen returns to Toronto on November 20th. Jeff Carter returns to LA. That'll probably be very emotional for him. He won 2 Stanley Cups there. That happens on January 13th. Matt Murray, another guy who won 2 Stanley Cups, returns to Pittsburgh on January 20th. Brandon Tanev and Jared McCann, who both scored a goal tonight, which was nice to see on Twitter. They will return on January 27th, and then Brock McGinn returns to Carolina on March 4th. And let me know if I forgot any other names, but I don't know. I was thinking about that a lot tonight. Anyways, the Penguins. They were kind of sloppy to start off this game. I thought they played a lot sloppier than they did against Tampa, at least in the first period. Carter Verhaeghe makes them pay, gets the guys up 1-0. Friggin' Alexander Barkov is really good, guys. That's my takeaway from that goal. Teddy Blueger impressed me tonight. I really thought he played a good game, not only because he was out there all the freaking time because of the penalty kill. The penalty kill was perfect tonight, I believe. And Teddy Blueger had a really strong game, and he continues to turn himself into a solid defensive-minded center. One thing that he's been working on, or has at least improved on in this game, was his defensive zone faceoffs. He, I think, had only won 2 in like the past 3-4 games. It was the Bob Grove stat of the night, and he won some more tonight. So good to see him back on track. Anthony Duclair scores. This was a kind of a bad luck with Casey DeSmith, who made a good poke check on him. Duclair, one of the fastest skaters in the league, off the rush. He poke checks it, and it hits Mark Friedman, who's defending Duclair, and it hits him in the back of the skate and goes back behind the net. Not the only goal that we saw today off of the defender, and I don't think Mark Friedman's an NHL player. The Penguins were called on Pierre-Olivier Joseph today. I would love to see him next game if Mike Matheson's not ready to return. I wrote, what on earth is going on with these refs? And yeah, 4-on-4 must have happened. 4-on-4 happened so many times tonight. I don't even know what I'm referring to in this specific chance. Penguins did get a 5-on-3, and they did make them pay. The Penguins got on the board. The first goal of this game was also scored by Danton Heinen. And I think I'm going, if you guys follow me on Twitter, I think I'm going to post a picture of Danton Heinen every time he scores this season. And hopefully that'll be a lot, because he's on an 82-goal pace, which is not going to happen, but still. Simone had a nice pass to him as well, and I'm going to start calling him Dominic Simon, because we can pretend like that's a new player, kind of like how Connor Sherry turned his name into Sherry, even though it's totally Sherry. He won 2 Stanley Cups as Sherry. Keep it as Sherry. So this is a new player. This is Dominic Simon. Kind of like how there were 2 Eric Gustafsons and there's 2 Sebastian Ahos in the league. This is a completely new player. This is a prospect, Dominic Simon. He's looking pretty good so far for the Penguins. Anyways, I wrote down, I updated this throughout the games, and that's why it's erased in there. 9 power plays for the Penguins tonight, and they, for the most part, had some good opportunities. I would like to see a little bit more out of Kapanen with shooting the puck. I thought he was on the brink a lot tonight. I expected a goal out of him tonight, and he just didn't get it. Zucker as well. I thought he was going to break free, but he also didn't. But Jeff Carter gets the goal to tie things up. That is his 400th goal in the NHL. Congratulations to him on a phenomenal milestone, and absolutely love the man. BFGC. And the third period, opening things up, it was one of the first shifts in the third. Mackenzie Weegar lays out Bryan Rust. It was a good, clean hit, and Mackenzie Weegar's a good player. That's another thing. Playing a new team that I haven't seen a lot of, recognizing some players like Mackenzie Weegar, who I don't watch all the time. He's a good player. Bryan Rust heads to the locker room, though. God, I'll have to listen to the post-game interviews and stuff, but I hope he's all right, of course, but whatever. Jake Guentzel's goal tonight, absolutely the highlight of the game, in my opinion. Sidney Crosby's spirit was with him. Not that he died or anything, but Jake Guentzel embodied Sidney Crosby with that. Oh, what a smart play. He dragged Bobrovsky out of the net, and Bobrovsky is literally facing the other way, and he tries to bank it in off Bobrovsky. He knows exactly what he's doing. He doesn't bank it off into Bobrovsky. He banks it off Weegar, who has been in this game a lot, and he freaking scores. Amazing. I'm excited for my first Jake Shake of the year tomorrow. And Evan Rodrigues gets a goal right after that. It's right on the line. The whistle was not blown. Play to the whistle, boys. We thought it was Zucker's goal. Rodrigues got the last tap on it. It's 4-2 Penguins. I thought they were going to win this game, to be completely honest. But then Aaron Ekblad, who is a good player. I know he always gets criticism because he's a first overall draft pick. They should have drafted this guy or this guy. He's a great player, and he scored 2 goals to tie it up for the Panthers. One very late in the game, one off of a massive scrum where Brian Boyle passed it out. It's smart play by him, but he didn't see the Aaron Ekblad there, and easiest goal of Aaron Ekblad's career is he just stuffs it in a net where there's literally a horde of bodies on the left side and then an open net on the right side. It's 4-4. We head to overtime. And before that, though, Sergei Bobrovsky almost cost his team the game. Oh, my God. I thought the Penguins were... You have to make them pay off of that. A delay game. Bobrovsky flips it over the glass. You don't see that often with goalies. The Penguins don't do anything with it because Kasperi Kapanen gets called for a penalty. So just like that, we go from 5-on-5 to 4-on-4. The buzzer rings to end regulation, and now we're at 3-on-3. Carter Verhaeghe scores in overtime. You really miss Bryan, Russ, and Sidney Crosby and Evgeni Malkin in these scenarios, but the Penguins get a point out of it. They lose this one 5-4. This is a good game. I'm just happy that I got to watch this game. It was a fun-ass game. So there's my analysis. My 3 stars of the night for Verhaeghe, overtime winner Barkov. Impressed the hell out of him. He's just so good, man. He's a top 5 player in the league. If he was on Toronto, he would be the best player in the league. And then Jeff Carter for his 400th goal. Also, I think it's Jake Guentzel's 300th game in the NHL as well. Check out Flying Fluffy. I forgot to mention that. He was at the beginning of this video, and absolutely amazing fellow YouTube guy who does Florida Panthers fan reactions. Doesn't call it that though, but yeah, I bet he's living it up right now with a good overtime win. That is all for this one. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next video against Marc-Andre Fleury and the Chicago Blackhawks.